Mr. Robinson?
Yes. I didn't have time to
You have to give us your name.
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Mark Robinson. I live at 4015 Sassafras Court. That's right here in Greensboro. I've lived in Greensboro all my life. I didn't have time to write a fancy speech. I didn't have time to, I didn't have the resource of an English teacher to sit down and write a speech with at school today and be, brought over here or practice or anything. What I really came down here for is this. I've heard a whole lot of people in here talking tonight about this group and that group and domestic violence and blacks, these minorities and that minority. What I want to know is, when are you all going to start standing up for the majority? And here's who the majority is. I'm the majority. I'm a law-abiding citizen who's never shot anybody, never committed a serious crime, never committed a felony. I've never done anything like that. But it seems like every time we have one of these shootings, nobody wants to put the blame where it goes, which is at the shooter's feet. You want to put it at my feet. You want to turn around and restrict my right, constitutional right that's spelled out in black and white. You want to restrict my right to buy a firearm and protect myself from some of the very people you're talking about in here tonight. It's ridiculous. I don't think Rod Serling could come up with a better script. It does not make any sense. The law-abiding citizens of this community and many communities around this country, we're the first ones taxed and the last ones considered and the first ones punished when things like this happens, because our rights are the ones that are being taken away. That's the reason why I came down here today. Gun show or no gun show, NRA or no NRA. I'm here to stand up for the law-abiding citizens of this community, because I'm going to tell you that what's going to happen. You can take the guns away from us all you want to. You all write a law, I follow the law, I'll bring my guns down here, I'll turn them in. But here's what's going to happen. The Crips and the Bloods on the other side of town, they're not going to turn their guns in. They're going to hold on to them. And what's going to happen when you have to send the police down there to go take them? The police can barely enforce the law as it is. As what I see, we demonize the police, criminalize and vilify the police, and we make the criminals into victims. And we're talking about restricting guns? How are you going to do that? How are you going to do that when the police department's already hamstrung? You're not going to be able to go down here and take these guns from these criminals. So the criminals are going to hold on to their guns. They're still going to have them. They're still going to break in my house, and they're still going to shoot me with them. And guess who's going to be the one that suffers? It's going to be me. Well, I'm here to tell you tonight, it is not going to happen without a fight. And when I say fight, I don't mean shots fired. I don't mean fist thrown. I mean I'm going to come down here to this city council and raise hell just like these loonies from the left do until you listen to the majority of the people in this city. And I am the majority. The majority of the people in this city are law-abiding, and they follow the law, and they want their constitutional right to be able to bear arms. They want to be able to go to the gun show and buy a hunting rifle or a sport rifle. There are no military-grade weapons sold at the gun show. An AR-15 is not a military-grade weapon. Anybody that would go into combat with an AR-15 is a fool. It's a semi-automatic .22 rifle. You'd be killed in 15 minutes in combat with that thing. So we need to dispel all these myths, and we need to drop all this division that we got going on here. Because the bottom line is, when that Second Amendment was written, whether the framers liked it or not, they wrote it for everybody. And I am everybody. And the law-abiding citizens of this city are everybody. And we want our rights, and we want to keep our rights. And by God, we're going to keep them, come hell or high water.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is yet another episode of Rogan Radio, live from the friendly confines of Studio A on the luxurious campus of Casa La Rogan Lumberport.
Darren, keep getting his big mug in there.
One time. That's the only time you see me in the whole show.
I want to see it again.
Hey, you know what? I got a whole list of people already tuned in, everything else. I'm going to tell you, we've got Carol Miller, we got A.J. Morgan, Chuck Nicholson.
Hey, Chuck.
Ducko's on with us, Todd Hall.
Ducko, we're going to call Ducko in a minute. WrestleMania is tonight. It's going on right now. We're going to find out the lowdown on that because you know what? Who doesn't love WrestleMania?
WrestleMania 34, boys.
Slip it to a Slim Jim.
I
really don't like WrestleMania.
Actually, there's no such thing as a Slim Jim that I've ever seen.
Ducko likes WrestleMania.
Oh,
But he
you mean
also
like-
thinks Ghostbusters is the best movie ever
You mean
made.
like Slim? You mean like Slim Jimmy?
Slim Jim. Hey, listen, ladies and gentlemen, we have a fantastic show tonight. We not only have the entire crew. D-Mac is back.
Woo!
Todd's
Hey.
in the studio.
Thank you.
I'm here.
Bruce
if we have to have him.
Bruce hasn't missed a show, and he is back from Myrtle Beach.
Yes.
How about that action?
We want to hear all about your bikini-clad.
Well, I was laying on the beach and
Did you
trying
wear
to
a
be
thong?
like a flounder,
yeah.
just being the brown.
Really?
Oh,
Trying to get some sun, huh?
Did you wear a
You
thong?
look pretty pasty.
For me?
Yeah.
No, I couldn't do what you do.
Do they have thongs in Japan?
Nah, they.
And also, hey, listen, tonight we have a great show, not only because we have the entire crew back finally after all these weeks, but we also have live entertainment down there at the far end of Studio A. Ladies and gentlemen, Holly is with us. Holly, how are you doing over there?
Doing great over
God,
there.
do
Listen.
we have a camera for Holly?
We absolutely have a
I
camera.
got-
Oh,
yeah.
we do.
Holly, listen. First of all, introduce yourself because you are new to Rogan Radio. We were very happy to have you on the show tonight. This is fantastic.
Yeah, we do.
Because we love it. First of all, we like live entertainment.
Right on, man. Yeah, my name's Holly Turkovich. I'm a local musician around here. You'll be hearing from me all summer. I'm booked up around the area, so came to do a couple songs for these nice gentlemen and ladies. So I'm happy to be here, man.
I like
Listen,
the voice too.
You know what? With no further suspense, I want to hear some music right now.
All right, man.
Let's rock it
do
out. Let's rock it out.
When times get hard, they hit us so low, harder than they ever did before. But I gotta keep on smiling, I gotta make it through, I gotta do exactly what I'm supposed to do. Well, life's been no good since I jumped in the water, and the water is a feeling fine. And life's been a sweeter every drink I seem to meet her, every single little sip of wine. But I'm feeling alright, feeling pretty good, really doesn't describe the way it should. I'm feeling alright, I'm feeling pretty good, really doesn't describe the way it should.
Yeah.
Get some new shoes on, I'm feeling like I can, not relying on the nickels and aluminum. I never thought it'd feel so good, see a smile on someone's face. Now I see it every time I open my guitar case. Well, life's been no good since I jumped in the water, and the water is a feeling fine. And life's been sweeter every drink I seem to meet her, every single little sip of wine. Well, I'm feeling alright, feeling pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Really doesn't describe the way it should. I'm feeling alright, I'm feeling pretty good. Really doesn't describe the way it should. Well, life's been no good since I jumped in the water, and the water is a feeling fine. And life's been a sweeter every drink I seem to meet her, every single little sip of wine.
Yeah. Somebody give me a beer bottle so I can throw to somebody because I'm fired up.
AJ says, please, somebody give me a lighter.
Absolutely. Holly, that was fantastic.
Oh, thanks. That's a song I wrote about 2 years ago called Jump in the Water.
And that was an original song.
That's an original song.
How about
I'm
that?
going to do all originals today if that's cool with you
Oh,
guys.
that is absolutely.
Hey, I'll take requests. I mean,
Michelle
if I know them,
be
I'll
singing
play
you
them.
that song when you guys go out on the boat. Jump in the
Yeah.
water, Chuck.
That won't be on the
Jump in
new
the water,
CD
Chuck.
coming up.
With some concrete shoes is what Michelle would say.
That's exactly what.
Jump in the water with some concrete shoes by Michelle Rogan.
Oh my
Listen, I'll tell you what, Holly, we want to talk to you a lot, and we're going to get to a lot of singing. We just wanted to let everybody hear what we're going to have. We're going to have a blast here after a bit. I mean, this is like
heck yeah.
this is like a bar with no cover charge tonight. Anyway, come on over here and sit down with us a
don't
little
threaten me
bit.
with a good time, man.
Yeah. Listen, so once again, we have Holly Turkovich in the studio tonight. We're going to have all kinds of fantastic live music. You're going to check this out. It's going to be great. Tonight also is WrestleMania 38, and we have a big wrestling fan. His name is Jeremy Duckworth. You know him. Did Darren drop his microphone yet again? Listen,
Once a
every
week.
single week,
Once a
Darren
week.
gets on here and he touches his microphone and boom, that thing goes crashing. We're not going to blame that on Holly because she hasn't been here before, and that wasn't her guitar. That was actually Darren's microphone. Yeah. Take a seat, Holly. Nice, absolutely nice having you in the studio tonight. Go ahead and get Ducko on the phone.
By the way, Ducko has already corrected you. It's not WrestleMania 38. It's WrestleMania 34.
34 D-Mac told me
D-Mac
that.
Yeah, it's all the same.
Oh, whatever.
It's just
Donnie
guys
said this looks
fake
like the Blue
fighting
Oyster
and
Bar,
someone
too.
wins.
Ducko, what's up, baby?
What's going on?
Listen, man, you're the biggest wrestling fan that I know. Not too long ago, you went up to Pittsburgh. Was it Raw that you guys saw, you and Avery?
Yeah, it's Monday Night Raw.
How was that?
It was fun.
Okay. Well, now tonight is WrestleMania 34. Now, for whatever reason, I had 38 in my mind. Now, is this going to be a great one? The big thing that I'm seeing tonight is John Cena needs to put The Undertaker into retirement. Because The Undertaker, there's a thing about The Undertaker when it comes to WrestleMania, if you guys don't know that.
He's
Yeah, I
dead.
wouldn't know.
He's still around?
Yeah, he actually still is around.
Wow.
I know. He's been...
Thought he'd be
He's
dead by
around for
now.
WrestleMania. That's about it.
Oh, is he?
Give us, just real quick, Jeremy, give us the
Rundown, the lowdown.
Exactly. Thank you. I've had a couple Miller Lights tonight. Go ahead and give us the rundown on what's happening tonight with 34. Where actually is the event tonight?
Where is it? New Orleans.
New Orleans? Okay. Give us the rundown. What can we expect? Because it just started at 7 o'clock, and it's going to go on till about 3 o'clock in the morning. So go ahead and give us the rundown on what we can expect to see, what you're anticipating to see, what you want to see.
Oh, I mean, there's a
Men
lot
in
of
tights
matches here.
wrestling.
There's definitely there are only 2 matches in. This is the second one getting ready to start.
Right.
I didn't count them. There's probably 12 matches. I mean, you're going to see Daniel Bryan back in the ring for the first time since he was injured.
That would be Todd
As you can
back.
tell, Todd's back, Jeremy, sadly.
He's ruining the
Yeah.
show.
It's the Universal match I want to see, Ducko. With Brock Lesnar and
Barack Lesnar wasn't he like president or something?
Barack
Lesnar.
Barack Obama.
Barack Lesnar.
He now wears
I
a
never
turban.
bet
Lesnar,
Google
Brock-
that because
Brock-
he don't even know who Brock Lesnar is.
yeah, I do. He's a great big guy. he's ginormous.
That
man.
narrows it down to about 85% of the people.
Yeah, and then he's gonna fight that guy. He's gonna wrestle that guy who's always
The
on
little
those
skinny
little.
dude.
No.
Okay, let's get back to Jeremy.
No,
Come
the
on,
little
tell us
teacup.
about this. Tell us about
I'm a little
WrestleMania.
teacup wrestler. That guy.
Tell us about WrestleMania.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it's basically the Super Bowl of wrestling.
Sure it is.
Hey, I got a question for you. Why is this one free?
Why is it free?
Are most of them pay per view?
This is pay-per-view,
Well,
isn't it?
It's free for new
Subscribers to WWE Network.
Are you a new subscriber?
No, I'm getting illegal from China, dude. Why would you want everybody else? Why would you want everybody to see
I
that?
thought you were a subscriber for the WWE because we're watching it right here.
Yeah, we're actually watching it right now.
Our
And
IP
no, we're
address is-
absolutely getting a free VIP league.se. But listen, you didn't hear that from me.
Okay,
Nobody
man.
heard that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted you,
Are
Jeremy.
we ever going to let Duck?
Yeah, continue.
I
buddy.
know. Sorry, Todd's back. He hasn't been here for about 3 weeks.
Todd's mic.
No, it's all good. He was sick there for a while.
What's the big match tonight? By the way.
Honestly, the big match that I feel. Well, I mean, you got Ronda Rousey's going to be there for the first time
Listen,
ever.
she's sexy,
wrestling.
boy.
She is really. She is sexy mama.
No, Michelle's in the studio tonight. She is not sexy.
No.
She is the most disgusting woman I've ever seen.
Dirty.
She's
I
in the
disagree
genre
with
or in the
You
arena.
do realize
she
she
needs to
could kick all of our asses at the same time,
Who,
right?
Michelle? Yeah, she could.
No, Ronda Rousey.
That,
Probably
that,
Michelle. too.
that microphone's unplugged.
yeah.
You have to get on the one next to Holly.
Oh, you can
She's a
come
fake.
over. beside
No,
me,
no.
Michelle.
Rousey's a fake.
Actually, D-Mac can just go ahead and switch the mics
I
out.
can. Hold on.
Hold on.
I don't mind Michelle beside me. That's fine.
Hey, now we got a party now,
Got
guys.
a party
Got
later,
some
Chuck.
whiskey and some pretty
D-Mac,
ladies.
switch 'em.
around.
No, just go ahead and switch the pots around, Derek. Take the number 3 out.
Hold on, Jeremy.
and then put it in number 2.
Hold on, Jeremy. We
You want
Yeah,
to
Zach,
unplug?
you've
You
never
want?
done this before.
Listen, we have it.
Sorry, viewers, for this
Yeah,
technical
you're
mishap.
not sorry.
Excuse the chaos.
There you go. See, it's perfect.
There we
See how
go.
that
I
works?
just heard Michelle
Hey, while
Roderick
we're waiting,
kick everybody in this
I believe Ducker, you just got back from Pittsburgh,
On the
right?
fly.
What were you doing
Yeah,
up in
we
Pittsburgh?
went
He was watching some show called Bone and Bobby or something. Or,
Bone and Bobby.
Bobby
and
Bones,
Bobby.
I think.
It was some comedian named Bobby Bones.
and the next thing you know, Jimmy's talking about you, Bone and Bobby, whatever that means.
Makes my.
Well, I'm
makes my-
not going to comment on there because there's a ton of listeners.
Because-
I don't want to embarrass Jimbo.
Hey, listen. The funny thing is, I saw you and Shayla had pictures on the Facebook last night, as everybody likes to do, and you had this like lumberjack look to you. And I'm thinking, who is this guy? I've known this guy for 30 years,
Lumberjack.
and he's
Dude,
got
that
the-
was me dressed up. What are you talking about?
Jeremy was going out, man, on the 9s. He was like, check me out, baby.
I even shaved a little bit.
Where?
Dang, it wouldn't take much to get all that
Evidently,
shaved.
it wasn't your face.
Well, no, it's going to take me another 6 years to grow it back.
It's like me. I'm the same way. Yeah, I can't.
Are you too?
Yeah. I'm like a woman now.
Eventually, I'll hit that part of my,
Maturity.
age.
Yeah.
Yeah, maturity.
All right. So, do you have Avery's with you watching this, or you guys? You have you're all in tune right now.
I don't know where he's at. He was down here. He's
Okay.
probably playing Fortnite.
Everybody's playing Fortnite.
Oh,
now.
man,
Fun
Colt's
game, man.
addicted to
I
it.
still,
Yeah.
I still
Yeah, that's
haven't
what-
played that.
I've been playing it.
Erica
Have
was
you?
out here earlier. I had to basically tell her to get the hell out of here because we got we
We
have
had
a show to do.
She was playing Fortnite?
That's all she does.
Yeah, we got on the other night, and I saw Ducko and Bill, and I was like, Chuck's on playing Fortnite? And they're like, it's not Chuck.
Yeah.
That's not.
What's Fortnite?
It's a
I was
video
thinking
game.
of
Hey,
it.
by the way, I have my PlayStation Network back.
You do?
Yes, I do. I've had it
Titanfall
back
2.
now. I
I love
forgot
that
about
game.
Titanfall 2 is becoming one of my favorite games.
Holly, do you play video games any?
I used to play like the vintage games,
Like
know?
Atari.
Like
Yeah,
Pac-Man, Miss
Pac-Man.
Pac-Man.
Yeah, Zelda and all that stuff.
Zelda.
Oh yeah, man. When I was in my younger days.
My
it was-
son.
Old
So in other words,
Nintendos.
in other words, she grew out of playing video games.
Hey, you know what? The great thing about it is
I
what you
never did.
I don't know. I still play them every now and then.
what you didn't know then. Bruce is actually from Japan, and his dad actually invented Galaga.
Yeah.
No, that's just a total
And-
lie.
and,
I was gonna say.
Yeah,
I'm
because I'd be
really
like, Bruce
colorblind.
wouldn't
It
be here
wasn't
right
Galaga,
now.
it was Contra.
Contra.
Yeah,
I
I love that
Galaga.
game. I love
Contra was awesome.
But Galaga, I
that's
love
good.
Galaga too. All right, Ducko, listen, we could keep you on here all night talking about stupid stuff, but we're not going to do that because WrestleMania is on. Keep us up to date. Send us a text or something.
Will do.
Right on, brother. Thanks for talking with us.
Yep.
Yeah, see you in the morning,
See you
Ducko.
in the morning.
Ladies and
No,
gentlemen.
I'm off tomorrow.
Yeah, he's off every day.
Answer
That's-
the phone, Ducko.
That was Jeremy Duckworth straight from Grafton, West Virginia. Yeah. And then we have Bruce back. Holly, Bruce just recently on January 1st, he's now an engaged man.
Well,
So then this
congratulations.
was your first vacation to
Oh,
you went
yeah.
down to Myrtle Beach, right?
Well, yeah, it wasn't just the two of us. Actually, it's for the Amy's daughter.
Yeah.
The Fairmont High School. They had a springtime camp, so
Yeah.
we just went along with it. Then I was like, oh yeah, I can go along. And
Pretty good stuff, huh?
Yeah, it was nice. And
Was that your first time down to Myrtle Beach?
Yeah. It
No
was-
kidding?
Yeah, it was 70-degree all the way through.
It's nice, huh?
Yeah, it was
Are
nice
you going to go
and warm.
back?
I like to go back and maybe, yeah.
Michelle and I are moving down to Florida in about 4 years. You can
Oh,
come down
yeah.
and visit us.
I'll do that. I'll be flying down there. So
Yeah, it's a heck of a
I won't
drive,
be. I won't be driving. You know that.
Yeah.
You didn't drive this time. You flew this time, right?
Yeah.
Bruce is a flyer.
Oh, hey, I don't
I'm a
blame
flyer.
you. I'd fly to work every day if I could.
Yeah,
would. I
I'm
hate
the same
driving.
way.
Speaking of which,
Yeah.
they actually came out with the personal automotive helicopter.
Yeah, I seen that. That's awesome.
$350,000
Holy
price
cow.
tag.
And it's only, what, 28 miles or something?
Yeah, like 28 miles is
Yeah.
all you get out of it.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
crazy.
no, it's only good one way.
That'll give me the working back.
Yeah, it's only good one way.
By the time you sit down, fill it back up, you could be passing with a car.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen this helicopter sitting out here in Haywood? For people who they don't.
Yeah, but if
It's
you,
one of them big tree trimming helicopters. Have you seen them? It's like the little two-seater that has that big long pole. But
You
at
ever
the bottom-
witnessed them in
slick.
action?
YouTube. That's
Oh,
yeah, but those
I've rolled up
video,
on 'em.
I'm
Chim
always
trees with
thinking,
the
as
pole.
much as I
Yeah.
like to fly, they're not considering the
Chuck
wind.
Chim's trees with
You
the
know what I
pole.
mean? The wind, the weather. Yeah, you can fly through that thing in the wind.
No, this little tiny helicopter, I bet you could. But it goes
like a
through
mag-
there. And it holds them. It's got like 8 or 9 of those big
Yeah.
blades, and it trims them trees.
It's like a
on them,
Magnum PI helicopter.
Yeah, exactly
cool.
like a Magnum PI helicopter.
Once again, we have Holly in the studio. Holly, how long have you been performing?
I've been performing for 12 years.
12 years
actually.
already.
Yes.
Todd's been performing at the truck stop for a good 30.
Oh yeah, I don't need to know.
That's why he's got the
information
calluses
that.
on his hands.
31.
They call them truck stop deck.
31.
No, but so tell me a little bit about yourself. I mean,
Well-
so what got you interested? Have you always been interested in music?
Well, I was kind of born a Deadhead, always into the Grateful Dead, and my uncle works up at the music store at Showtime Music at Meadowbrook Mall.
Hey, listen, real quick.
okay.
Let me say something because me and the wife was going through the mall the other day, walking past
Yes.
the music store, up there, and we thought to ourselves, you know what? If there has been so many businesses come in and out of that mall,
Right, yeah.
because that mall's been there since I was in high school. Before then, there's been so many businesses
It
coming
is a
out
long
of there,
time.
but that one there has been there
always
the
stayed.
whole
Music
freaking time.
will always be there.
It has not moved. That thing's been there for
surprising.
every
Well,
single
it
They
might
opened
not
it
have
when I was
always
in
been-
college.
It might not always been Showtime Music, but it's always been a music
It's
store.
well, in some
been
respects, it's
Showtime
always
as long as
been.
I
No,
Yeah,
that's
I
what-
remember
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been
Lowry
Showtime for a long
Organs
time
used to be
now.
in there.
Oh, Lowry,
really?
yeah, the organ,
Yeah.
the organ
Yeah.
place used to be in
Yeah,
there.
Yeah.
but there's always been a
Yeah, I
music
remember-
store in that.
Yeah.
Remember Pepperidge Farms?
Oh,
It wasn't
yeah.
down there. It was up
Yeah.
there where Foot Locker was.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
But listen, back to the music, though.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, since he started working there, I buy a guitar every year, and
yeah. Now, where'd you learn actually? Were
he
you
taught me. I was self-taught. I actually
No
had my
kidding.
first guitar lesson a week ago.
what? So out of 12
Yeah.
years, your first guitar lesson was actually last week.
Yeah, with David Zen, just learning on a couple new things, some little riffs and
So
stuff.
you've known how to play the piano or the guitar for years.
No, only harmonica. Like I knew how to play guitar about 5 years ago was when I
Right.
started.
Teaching
6 years
yourself,
ago. Mhm.
but then about a week ago, you just had your first lesson.
Yeah.
Really?
Hey, they give you a free lesson when you buy a guitar. I'm like, I'm on my way.
See, that guy looked at you and said, "Wow, you're a fast learner."
See, that's what I mean. We love local musicians like David D. Before we kind of changed things up again, David D was we would go up to the Sagebrush. We would David D would come down. And David D is great. Love David D. Brad Shaw, he's another one. John Castle
yeah.
stopped by the other night. Love
Yeah,
John
Brad
too.
Pitt.
I got the
Great
one of a
friends.
friend. He was actually on the WBY the other day.
Who was that?
Delbert Delvis. That's the name he used.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't
He's
know
from
that.
college days. Yeah.
No
Yeah,
kidding.
yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Oh, you know what? I saw that, Bruce.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw
put it on
that.
the chair.
Yeah.
So what is going on? Tell me about some of the things. You have a new CD. I understand you have a new CD coming out.
There's a lot going on. Yeah, actually, the new CD won't be out until about March of next
Right.
year. That one will be called Consequences. The first CD, Evidence, will be also available for sale
Yeah.
soon. I'm playing. Can I say a couple dates?
No, go
of it?
ahead.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's so nice.
absolutely. As long as you play here for free.
Oh well.
Then you know what? You can say whatever. Listen, we have
if I get to
all
look
night
at the
long.
pretty Michelle over here, I guess. I have the 420 festival coming up on 420 at Silver Lake, West Virginia. I will be playing at 420 on 420, so that'll be a great show. We have the One Man Jam Festival at Silver Lake as well on the second week of June. We have July 27th and 28th, the private party. This is at Gibbon Glades, PA. If anyone's interested, maybe, I don't know, you want to do a free ticket giveaway to someone that calls in? Want to give away a ticket to someone? Everyone likes free stuff.
Yeah,
Everybody does like.
know?
Hey, listen, we're going to use that for a teaser here in about maybe
Yeah.
15 minutes or so because we're going to have you get up there and sing here very
Yeah,
shortly.
maybe we'll do it. Do that.
Yeah.
Give 'em-
Now
let's
who-
give 'em something.
Now, when So are you, when it comes to your act, everything that I've seen so far, it's just basically you.
Right.
Okay.
I have Chuck Snyder on pedal steel that
Yeah.
plays. I'm working on an electric lead guitarist, which will be Adam Shaver, and he'll be joining me in the future. And I'm always looking for a drummer, but it's hard to find a good one. So we can beat on the table a little bit, and that's good for me.
Jimmy's a beatboxer.
You're hired.
Let me tell you something.
You're hired, man.
Let me tell you something. Here's what we're going to do. The next song that you play, Jimmy is from Pittsburgh. Okay.
Yeah.
And he goes back, right around 88. He was beatbox champion on the south side of Pittsburgh. If you can believe that.
I am so down. That's
I know.
great.
So we'll just do a little bit of a morph. So you have to throw him off a little bit. But let me ask you this though: have you always been one of the biggest things when it comes to artists? I know, like say with David D. or with Brad Shaw or whatever, is that when you get up on stage, okay, and you are by yourself. Okay, and you have a lot of things to think about. You have chords to think about. You have words to think about.
Mm-hmm.
You have this audience to think about. I mean, when you get up on stage, do you get like the EBGBs or the nerves? I mean, you have to be somewhat nervous to go in the first place. But I mean, to be scared is, I guess, my question is.
Not really. I mean, not long ago, I was opening for an artist who was actually on John Prine's record label. Her name was Heather Eatman, and she played at Silver Lake. And she looked at me and was like, "Are you nervous?" And I'm like, "Well, not until now, but thank you."
Right.
No,
Thanks
it's
for bringing
really,
it up.
I mean, actually, I feel the most happiest when I'm playing guitar and I'm up on the stage. It
just comfortable.
It seems like where I should be. So, there's that little 5-second moment, and then it's like, whatever.
Yeah,
let's
once you
let's
get rolling
do this,
with it,
man.
Once you get rolling with it. Let me ask you this question.
Sure.
What has been the worst experience?
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, out of all of them, because I can tell you
You
mine.
always have it.
Okay.
What's
the worst
the
experience?
either you weren't you had a gig lined up and you had a terrible headache, or the rain was terrible, or you just weren't having the best days, or you were out.
It's a pretty bad one.
Okay, let me know about it. I want to know. This is fantastic.
I was playing with a fiddle player at the time, and it was me and him, and I'm dressed to the nines, gangsta wife looking, and he's wearing like this T-shirt with holes in it, and we're up there. We're at the 88, which is down in Weston or something, and we're scheduled to play. There's all these people coming in for dinner. I mean, huge crowd. We're not scheduled to play till 11 o'clock at night, and there's all these people. I'm like, maybe we should jump up and play. They're like, no, you play from 11 till 2 in the morning.
Right.
Well, we got up there. I mean, there was not a soul. There was people with backs turned toward
Really?
you. I'm playing Janis Joplin. I'm doing everything I can. They're like, "Oh, the band's here!" Like right at like 1 in the morning. After
No
I'd
kidding.
played. Yeah, it was like School of Rock. Hold up some plastic plates over your face. Some angry faces. I mean, I didn't want to play music again after that. No money. We got paid a check and $200, but no tips.
Yeah.
I mean, just drunk people walking out. I'm like, never again. They did give us a hotel room, and that was pretty nice. So I guess, whatever. But that was the worst.
Let me tell you, when I was a DJ, I DJ'd when I was doing radio. Well, one of the because in radio is not the highest paid gig on the planet. So you do a lot of these little side jobs. You do weddings and birthdays and middle school dances. You do all kinds of crazy stuff. But doing weddings is absolutely, no offense to anybody that's about to get married, Bruce.
Or anybody who just got married, Michelle.
But there is such a stress in that and I always told him, and Michelle and I had this talk last night, when it comes to a wedding, especially a wedding, because the bride wants it just has to be perfect.
Exactly.
Everything down to the just and it never is. Yeah. The best weddings are the ones to where everything just kind of goes with the flow. Sometimes so you just can't have that much of a routine to it. And I had one. Let me tell you something. I had one time to where from the time that I got there, I was either in the wrong spot. It was too loud. It was too tinny. It was all, and it never ended. It was 4 hours of hell. It was so bad. In fact, they paid me for 2 hours afterwards, and I couldn't wait to get the hell out of there. To be quite honest with you.
Yeah.
And that was worth $35. I'm telling you what, it was worth $35.
$35 for 4 hours.
No, it was a lot longer. You get about $100 an hour if you're a DJ.
I'll give you $35 for an hour.
I'm sure people have worse downfalls from weddings, so you came out good.
No, it wasn't. It was actually pretty good. Anyway, go back up there, set yourself up again,
let's do it.
And then in the meantime, what we're going to do, we're going to not make them dance. We're going to give you some shout outs.
See
I want to know
Wayne
who's on here. Wayne Worth is on here, baby.
He
Next
says-
week.
Wayne says, if you can't bring the Clever Ladies, I'll settle for Van Halen with special guest
Ladies and gentlemen, this Saturday tonight at WrestleMania 34 in New Orleans, you're going to see Vaughn Haggerty go up against The Undertaker.
Vaughn Haggerty.
Megan Southern McIntyre.
Megan McIntyre said her wedding was perfect.
Of course she did.
Except for the groom.
And the honeymoon and the 20 years since.
Oh, my.
Hey, we
Carol
got
Miller's on here.
Hello, Carol. What's happened?
Hi, Carol.
Randy Scott.
Randy Scott, all the way down from Daytona Beach, Florida.
You
What's
know
up,
it.
We need to
Randy?
go see that
Mike
guy.
Husted, Pam Kirby, Tina
Pam
Efall, they're all
Kirby
on here.
T. Diamond's
Justin.
on here?
Diamond's on
Listen,
here.
You
listen.
want to call her? Justin Farrow's
right
on
now.
here.
Call up Diamond. We're going to call her up. We're going to call her. We haven't talked to Diamond for a long time. Diamond.
We had DJ Odell.
It's gonna be
Answer
Tina
your
Carr.
phone, Diamond.
Jamie Bocastro.
Farrow's
Jamie.
on here. Yeah.
What's up, Justin?
Tracy
Steve Ice.
Nicholson.
Hello,
Robert
Tracy.
Steve Ice.
Hello. Hey, we're going on this rampage right now of sharing and liking. Facebook has changed their algorithm to where, you know what, we have to get this stuff out. So go ahead and comment, send some emojis up. Go ahead and like it, share it, whatever you got to do. And then go ahead after the show is over. Go ahead and give us a review. Once again, hey, in a couple weeks, next week actually is going to be our 100th episode.
100.
100th
next
episode.
That's going to be a big show. That's going to be a big show as well.
Yeah, we're calling Diamond up now. Hopefully she'll talk to us.
Suggestion for the pre-show party?
No, I don't think I did.
The lawnmower in the middle with the
Oh, no, I did see
yeah,
that.
Is there
Oh,
special
man.
tickets to
That-
the pre-party?
That's excellent.
Special tickets.
Like
Back
you're
behind the
inviting
Not
special
for us.
people?
No, we don't need tickets.
Come on,
All you got to
Diamond.
do is come here and pay.
Yeah.
We're trying to call Diamond up. We haven't talked to Diamond for months now.
Hey, Jack Hall's on here.
Hello, Jack, all the way down from Webster.
Webster County Jack Hall.
Dang it.
She's not going to answer
She
me.
must think it is a management
She
call.
doesn't mean to talk.
Diamond.
Uh-oh, Jared Shipe just jumped on.
Jared Shipe, down from Ritchie County. on the
Please leave a message.
hold on. You didn't hang up, did you? Dang it. We were going to leave it.
Fiddle fart.
Okay.
Faddle flipper.
We have Holly Turkovich in the studio tonight with some live entertainment. Holly, you ready to rock and roll?
I am ready to rock. and
She's
roll.
ready to rock and roll. Listen, what are you going to sing right now? Is this is an original?
This
Everything you sing
another
tonight is going to be an original,
yeah.
right?
I don't know if my mic's on. Hopefully it is.
Yeah,
It's
it
on.
absolutely
Oh,
is.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Well,
yeah,
this is another original. This is called Fila.
Fila.
Oh.
I dated her in
They're
high
all
school.
sexy songs.
Did not.
Is that a
I
Jimmy,
like
Jimmy,
it.
Jimmy's got to do the drums.
That's a
on
pair
this?
of
Oh,
tennis-
yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah,
listen,
yeah, yeah.
Hey, real quick, just give us
Thanks,
like
Bruce.
I mean, before we get to Fila, I don't want to ruin that for you.
Yeah, you're good.
Go ahead and give me 2 minutes of something really upbeat, and Jimmy's going to beatbox
Okay.
to it.
Wait,
Okay.
You guys got to add in too, though.
Oh, we will.
Okay. Yeah. We'll do
Okay.
this. Okay. Go ahead. Something crazy.
Yeah, see?
Come on, Jim.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. Wow. Wow. Bone Haggerty. Bone Haggerty. Bone Haggerty. Haggerty. Bone Haggerty. Yeah. Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
Nice,
Listen, man,
nice,
you're gonna have to definitely come back. We can have a lot of
I'm
fun.
so glad she doesn't
All
have
right,
headphones.
go ahead. The stage is yours, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, Holly Turkovich live from Studio A at Castle Rogan here in
Plain and
Liverpool.
original.
All right. Well, I wish that I could tell you all the things I wanna tell you. Wouldn't be so hard to find the words. And I wish that you could feel all the things that I feel. I wouldn't have to scream it till it hurts. can trust you. You said I can't love you. It really doesn't matter about the time I've been hurt before. 'Cause when it comes down to it, it's a present of me and you, and nothing really matters but ourselves. And I wish that you could feel like a thing now that I feel like wouldn't be so hard to find the words. And I wish that I could tell you the thing I wanna tell you. I wouldn't have to scream and feel it hurt. Stuck out in the forest with the compass, yes, I'm lost. I'll get it back together someday. Well, it seems so hard these days. I got 2 arms and 2 legs. I come out breathing a fire.
Oh, come on.
Man, Holly, I'll tell you what, I like it.
I like it too. I don't like it. I love it.
You know what? I'll tell you what. Sing another one, if you don't mind.
Sing one about Chuck.
There's one about Chuck.
Oh, that was a good song, Jim.
I'm going to do one a little upbeat here. This is kind of like a change the world, happy hippie song. No war,
Yeah.
all love. You know, so here we go.
Yeah, enjoy this, Gloria, man.
Once again, Holly Turkovich in Studio A, and we're going to give you details on where you can see her here shortly. But now, what's the name of this song?
This one is called Hairbrain. Got a
Hairbrain.
This is about you.
idea.
This is about you, buddy.
Yeah. Isn't that awful?
I think I might have knocked it out of tune. Well, I got a hairbrain idea that eventually everyone will love one another in this world. In this world. Now in this world. And I got a great big idea that there won't never be any war in this world, in this world, in this world, now in this world. Hopefully. No mornings and no midnight, no waiting on the next flight to see the world, see the world. I see the world. And I got this a little thought in my head that no one will ever go hungry again in this world, in this world, now in this world. And if I had it my way, you see, I think everyone should get free energy to deal with this world, with this world, with this world and world. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I got a hairbrain idea then eventually everyone will love one another.
Another.
In this world, now in this world.
This world.
Fantastic.
That is good stuff right
That's
there.
absolutely fantastic.
Boys and girls, I don't care where you're from.
That is great. Come on down here, sit with us. I want to know a little bit more about you. Where'd you actually? Well, you can't. Oh yeah, where'd you actually grow up at? You graduated from Lincoln.
Hold on, I unhooked her.
Hold on, she unhooked.
So I put.
Well, you're going to have to repeat everything that you just said, Holly, because D-Mac unhooked you.
I unhooked you to hook Michelle
Premature
back up.
e-hookulation.
Wow.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Well,
so,
it just happens.
It just does. It
you
just
hear
does.
At your age, it's bound to.
Yep, you're on now.
Where'd you actually grow up at?
I grew up in Owings Holler. Like I
Owings?
said, we
Back
have
in
a,
Owings?
Yeah, we have a
Yeah.
radio station out there called West Virginia Owings Holler Radio. WOHR Horror Radio.
Yeah!
It just
I love
happened
it.
to end up that way, but yeah, me and my uncle, we always do stuff like
That's
that.
fantastic.
So, yeah.
That is awesome.
Mhm.
That is awesome. Once again, if somebody wants to have you, I mean,
Yeah,
the
they
dates.
can
dates
What?
Yeah,
I'm single,
yeah,
man. Come
what do you wanna say?
on. I need a man.
Or
a woman.
Yeah! Damn, you're coming back next week.
And the week after.
Listen, the pay's not so great around here, but I can tell you it's a good time. And the later it gets, the funner it gets.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
If somebody wants to get hold of you as far as booking a date, how does that work?
Sure, they can contact me on my Facebook music page or just on my personal music page at Holly Turkovich. You could just look it up. Both pages will pop up. All the information's on there. I also have a VIP member list where you can get discounts and show announcements, all kinds of good stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, I mean, on YouTube, I got a channel. Anyway, I'm out there. Just search up Holly Turkovich.
That's
you know.
awesome.
Can you spell
That's
your last
fantastic.
name?
Yeah, that's yeah, that's I've heard
It's
it.
always about the Russians, you know, and it all goes
There's
back to
a
the
V
daggone
as in
Russians.
Victor. Yeah. Moi Madsen, start speaking Czechoslovakian here. Je me sais te,
It's funny because Jimmy, what it sounds like, Wisniewski, it sounds like it should be Polish, but he's Czechoslovakian.
Jackie
I can't
Slovakian.
help but that was good stuff.
Slovakian. He was a tennis player back in the 70s. He went against Lenin and whatever.
Okay,
Lenin. Anyway.
Anyway. Yeah, Lenin's been
No,
dead
Lenin.
for-
Boris.
You
No, what was
done
his
dropped
name?
the
It was.
ball.
It was Lenin.
John
He's from-
McEnroe?
No.
Oh.
From Germany.
Oh, see.
Hitler.
No, dude. No, you had. Oh my goodness! Look at my Yvonne Lendl. Yvonne Lendl. Yvonne Lendl's who I'm thinking of. Yeah. Anyway, back to
Anthony
the
Morgan
point.
said she just made regular on Rogan Radio.
Collusion, Morgan said.
Hey, as soon as you said guy or girl, you was like, she's one of us because we just fly off the tongue like that too. It's just fun.
Yeah,
it's just
that's
absolutely fun.
initiation right
Yeah.
Hey, want to shout out to Mark. How you doing, Cuddles?
What's up?
Hi, Cuddles.
What is up, Cuddle? I hope.
Hope all's well.
I had lunch with Cuddles the other day.
Did you?
Yep.
What'd
Sure
you
did.
What'd you guys have?
I had. Well, he was actually there. It wasn't playing.
He was actually there.
I showed up.
had
I walk in
lunch,
the door
I
and
hope
there's
he was
Cuddles. Right. It wasn't playing. Put it that
I
way.
had lunch with him. He was there.
But let me ask you
I don't
this.
even know what he ate.
Let me ask you this. Did you eat on a coffee table by chance?
No.
Get it?
Yeah,
Get
I
it?
get it.
Did you cuddle?
No.
Oh, man.
I know. No, I had a hoagie.
Did you?
I had a hoagie and a salad and some broccoli bites.
Dang, where'd you guys go?
Jimmy's.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
Hood Avenue.
And
Jimmy's
a big
Diner, Hood
cup
Avenue,
of
Chinston.
coffee.
They came to my house. So
What's a broccoli bite?
It's like a deep fried. It's kind of like a cheese stick with broccoli in it. Oh, it's awesome.
God, that's
Oh,
gross.
God,
No, it smells great.
that sounds delicious.
It
Heat
is,
broccoli.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. There's a big thing going on right now down, like say I saw with the latest meeting with the commission, the Harrison County Commission.
Yeah.
And it concerns Wallace and Wyatt, I guess, with the. I don't even know what's going on. I understand there's like.
With the flooding?
It seems like every time it rains, there's a big problem with that down there. But it doesn't seem like really anything's. I mean, but what I don't like
Speaking
again.
of which, Vaughn Haggerty put a big rant on there the other day about that.
Well, I mean that's probably where I saw it at. But the thing is I don't know anything about it. I'm not really necessarily sure I understand what's happening. I mean, when it rains, I mean the water's going to go up, sure. But I mean, is there something that's I don't know? Explain it to me.
Okay, so for what I know about it, which is not a whole lot, but enough because I have some friends that live out there, obviously. whenever we get heavy rain or just especially quick, like flash flooding rain, the 10 Mile Creek in Wallace it needs dredged out really, really bad. And it just automatic flood. Boom, boom, boom. Like the Lou Chuck's residents, Mike Swagger, a bunch of them have been complaining about it because they can't go anywhere. And they've contacted the county commission over it a few times to try to get some help out there. And Paul Bump was actually on the news about it the other day. I didn't see the details of it, but I think that they're actually going to get a little bit of help coming up. Not what they want. You know, what the request I saw was to get the Army Corps of Engineers in there, help out. Because somebody's got to pay for it. But
Sure.
they need to just clean it all out. If they clean the creek out, I guess they had the same problem, I don't know, 25 years or so ago, and they went in and did the same thing. Boom, it resolved the issue for a long
So
time.
basically, I mean, every time it rains, depending on what they do with the trees, especially, they're finding that out on 250 right outside of Woods and Fairmont.
Right.
You got the trees down, well, there's nothing to hold the soil and stuff in, and it just kind of, you get a lot of sediment, and it just kind of feels just like it does at the beach with a hurricane.
Well, not only that, you see lately, like we had this discussion the other day on Facebook, that there's a lot of soil movement with or without trees.
Well, sure.
Have you been down 98 right there by Liberty to see that great big slide in right there?
A good example is the Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah, the whole thing fell in there. The whole bridge fell in there.
So I'm just wondering, plates have got to be moving more.
Well, probably.
Something's got to be happening.
We have all kinds of
there's
stuff.
mudslides everywhere.
We got a lot of stuff going on.
Fracking?
You have fracking. You have the underground. Coal mines. That's been there the whole time too. But you've had a tremendous amount of rain.
Underground.
A lot of rain here.
Yeah, but
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Too much.
So, but look, we've had this rain. Look at the '85 flood, and you didn't see all these mudslides.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I think they were probably there.
Yeah.
The power of social media broadcasts every little thing all the time.
I'm just going by
Right.
what I'm
Yeah,
seeing.
right.
You know what I'm
Right.
But you've had flood control and everything
So
else.
how do they actually dredge like a creek? Like they just go down there with the bulldozers and just basically what they
scoop and just
basically take the bottom out of it,
Yeah, basically.
drop the bottom out of it.
make it deeper.
Make it deeper.
That's what you know.
Now,
We
how
can
does that work?
we can hire Todd.
Now what
Yeah, make it deeper.
He hasn't knocked the bottom out of anything for quite a while.
Oh yeah, yes.
Oh, see? See, I didn't even say that.
Made in
So
China.
now you know I'm not lying.
See, here we go. Marlena Tetrick. So she listens to us all the time anyway, but that's what she said. They've contacted the Army
Call
Corps of Engineers.
Marlena up. Let's call
Give her a call?
Marlena up. Yeah, because she
Answer
lives
the
down
phone.
there in Wallace, and I'm kind of very curious, and it's a great thing because she's down there and she's dealing with this every day.
Yeah.
And then, but so it's just basically the what should be is we'll just say naturally an 8 foot. I'm just throwing out
Right.
numbers. An 8 foot deep creek is like a 2 feet creek now with all the rainwater that comes off the hills, and then all of a sudden it just blows over.
Doesn't
all
have
over the
anywhere
place.
to go.
And then people can't get in; they get stuck in the holes.
Marlena. Hey, Marlena. This is Chuck. How are you?
Hello.
Marlena.
I'm good. How are you?
Okay, I heard it ringing in the background. Hey, listen, you're down there right now. Derek was explaining this to us, but you're living it day to day. Tell us what's going on right now. What's the situation? Because I would love to know this.
Well, it's not just me that has contacted and exhausted every form of government, county commission, Army Corps of Engineer, just basically every single resource that there is out there. It has been me. It has been basically every community member out here.
Right.
And nothing has been done.
Well, now explain to us right now, right off the bat, what is actually happening. It's one thing like say nothing's happening, but explain what happens every time it rains.
Well, when it rains, the creek rises and it floods.
But
when it floods, it not only floods, it's washing out the roads.
But yeah, we see Todd's going to put up some pictures.
It's washing out the roads.
Yeah, that's what it's to the point now where it's eroding so much. Now, is this like one of these? Has this been like for years going on, or is it kind of come and go? It seems like it's like at an apex now. Or actually, it started last year with the big flood down there, and then you guys down at the fire department were having a hell of a time.
This has been going on for years. this has been going on for years.
I got you. So, have you heard any good news or any kind of positive light or anything?
But it's well, they sent
She's
Roger
wanting to
and
cuss
Vicky
so
Luchak
bad.
a email. Yeah. Who? I'm being nice. I'm
Yeah,
being so
it's hard to be
nice.
nice.
You can tell.
Yeah.
I seen where they responded back to Roger and Vicky Luchak. I guess they got an email and they sent Janie Shaw a correspondence back, but the rest of us have not gotten anything back, to my knowledge.
Right. Well, hopefully it'll resolve itself pretty soon. But listen, we haven't seen you for a long time, and we miss you kind of a little bit.
I
Kind of just a little
know.
bit.
I know.
Hey,
You've been doing all right?
Well, no, not really.
Well, daggone
Don't
it.
say
I'm
that.
sick.
Lie to us, would you?
Yeah. You just hit the lottery.
Well, I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
Yeah,
I wish-
that's what we wanna
my gosh,
hear.
talk about the lottery. The Mega Millions that hit.
Yeah.
Those are the numbers that I always play. Those were my birthdays and anniversaries.
Oh,
Those
my
were the numbers
goodness.
that I always play, and I did not play those numbers
You
that
know
day.
what?
I
Oh,
did an
my
easy pick.
goodness. Well, you know what? That's what Michelle did when she got married. She got the easy pick, and that's what she got me.
She didn't even hit the power play, did she?
There's no
No
power
power
balls
play.
there, boy.
No
There is
power
not.
balls.
Yeah, no, she lost out on the Mega Millions. That is for
Hey, Marlena.
sure.
Marlene, how did the dinner
Yeah.
yesterday go at the fire department? The spaghetti dinner. Do you know?
I am a little upset about that.
Okay. Well, I'll
Because
apologize to you that I had to
we-
work.
Well, I understand that, you know, a lot of people that are campaigning do have to work, and they have jobs. And we had politicians out there. But here's the thing. I expected more response from the community to come out. And we didn't really have the response from the community. And we really didn't have a whole lot of politicians that came out. And, I mean, we, as the fire department, we do a lot for the community.
Oh, I thought we lost you
and
for a minute.
it just, I mean, I don't know.
Well, don't get down in the dumps about it.
was-
Yeah.
We'll work it out.
Hey, Marlena.
And yes,
It's going to be okay.
yes.
And hey, listen, I really appreciate you talking to us, okay?
All right.
Okay. Hey, we'll talk to you.
See you later, Marlena.
Ladies and
You know who we got to get
All
out
right.
there on that crick situation, right?
who's that?
Vaughn Haggerty.
Vaughn
Yeah.
Haggerty.
Yeah. Vaughn.
We'll,
He's
we'll
definitely
let him
pretty
break bad out there.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
By the way, I wanted to say something. You brought up about that 250 down by Woods Boat Docks.
Yeah.
Carol Miller brought up a good point. That property that keeps falling in, that's nothing that can be done by the state or the county or anything. That's actually private property.
Right.
Now, what happened was Ash Plum come through and cut away some of the trees from the power lines and stuff with the permission from the landowner.
I got you.
But from that point on, it's nothing to do with the state. Nobody can do anything about it.
Just wait till it falls down. Once again, we have Holly Turkovich in the studio tonight. We have sad news in the sense of one of our good buddies, James Poling. He passed away last weekend. Yeah, he was he was DJ's or Duggar's DJ, which in you know,
Duggar.
yeah, I know.
Did we learn any more about that?
Well, I can tell you anything that you want to know while we're not talking right here where everybody else can hear it.
Okay.
No, but it was no foul play or nothing.
Right,
bad
well,
about
yeah, I
that.
didn't think that was
no,
the case.
no. James, we love James, and he was. That's what when Michelle and I were talking about it. You know, he was there for when we got engaged, and he's been there for the entire thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then when we came down when we had Duggar DJ the wedding. And they didn't know what set to take because there's so many different sets. And James said, no, we're taking a big set because that's Chuck and Michelle's wedding. And you know what? You just have to. He was a good guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, with that being said, the big the dance that they had scheduled down in Buchanan, I think on April 28th or something like that. Obviously, that's not going to happen now, just because everybody's in bereavement and everything else. So we're going to miss James. He was a character for sure. Also, want to thank KDS Permanent Sign Shirts and more. Anything that you want, 366-1234. That is 304-366-1234. If you want any Rogan Radio gear, bandanas, decals, which I owe D-Mac one, by the way.
I need one.
And if you have any, like, say, a Little League thing, we're going to talk about Little League here in a little while.
Oh, yeah, she does jewelry and all that kind of stuff,
Anything to embroider, anything that you want, Steve and Denise over at KDS Permanent Sign Shirts and more, 366-1234 with the area code 304.
Whatever you
for our
want, give them a call,
friends.
see if they can do it.
Anyway, we have another thing big talking about with the Relay for Life. That's or the Ride for Life.
Ride
we're
for
going to
Life
have
in August.
We're going to have them, Kristen and Clinton.
Chrissy and Clinton.
Kristen, yeah. I always get her name wrong, and I did. If you go back and watch, even when they've been here 2 times before, I always get it wrong because I'm terrible with names.
That's close,
Jim.
though.
Jim. No, but tell the 17th annual.
It's the 17th annual Ride for Life. It's on Saturday, August the 18th. Registrations are from 10 to 12 at the Texas Roadhouse in Clarksburg. You'll be riding through all kinds of scenery in West Virginia, ending at the Best Western in Bridgeport. This year, they always pick a different cancer to theme the ride for.
The spotlight.
This year, it's actually raising awareness for childhood cancer. So if you could, come on out for that. I don't have any other details right now other than the usual stuff of live music, bike games, prizes, 50-50 drawings, and a lot more different things whenever you get to the Best Western and everything. And let me tell you something. It is a great ride. Even last year, there was one spot where I got hit up with a bunch of rain.
Yeah.
Found a place real quick to be able to pull over, get out from underneath of it, let it pass. Back on the road we went, boy. I'm gonna tell you.
Awesome.
I tell you, this is like one of my favorite rides, aside from like Hogs for Dogs.
Yeah.
Those two rides are like my favorites.
Well,
I love them.
when I was talking to Clinton, because it is going to be based upon childhood cancers this year,
right?
Is that they're trying? I don't know what did they say the complete route yet? Do they have the complete route out yet?
No, they're not. They don't ever publicize the.
Yeah,
that's a good thing too. Yeah, right.
Route,
but hopefully Clinton's going to work out something to where they can actually drive somewhere near the Children's Hospital up in Morgantown.
Yeah, that's one thing that I had heard too. They were going to try to coordinate that with the
somehow, however all that works out. That's fantastic. Now, listen, Holly, while we have D-Mac talking about Little League, guess what?
What?
It's time for you to go get set on that stage, girl.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
Tell us about Little League.
Little League. We actually, our opening day is going to be Saturday.
This Saturday.
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 No, everybody's going to play. So all the Little League, minor league, and T-ball teams will all play on Saturday at some point. Weather permitting, which so far the forecast looks great. But opening ceremonies will be at 9. They're going to be taking pictures and doing all that jazz. And,
right.
And then at 10, we should be ready to move forward and kick the season off. So it kind of stinks a little bit because nobody's been able to practice just because of the weather and everything.
Yeah, everything's about a month behind.
Yeah, it seems that way, but that's okay. So we're gonna have a lot of fun this year. We got a couple new sponsors, and a lot of the old sponsors are there as well. If you would like to sponsor the Shinston Little League, you can reach out to me, and I can make that happen. Obviously, we're always.
If anybody from the American
advocating.
Legion Riders are watching the show, there's your opportunity.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
What is it that you see most of that the kids need for the season?
Oh man, a lot. Let me explain something to you. It is almost $5 a baseball now. Almost
$5 a baseball.
Almost,
Yeah. Wow.
almost. It's $5 a baseball, and we go through baseballs it's crazy. I can tell you this: in any given game, of course, if we had some more sponsors where we could actually raise our fence up on one side, which we're trying to reach out and get some help with. Yeah, on the creek side, because
that's always been an issue.
Do you have
always been an issue.
Do you have an estimate on that
we
fencing?
need about $8,000.
Need about.
What about a
$8,000?
netting, man? Like a
Well,
like a
the
base,
problem
like
is
a batting cage netting.
Well, that's a great idea, and we thought about it. But the problem is the way it attaches to the fence for a safety reason.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Makes
so
sense.
yeah, so it to get the fence up high enough to keep some of those balls from going. Even if we could save half of them, it'd be crazy.
Yeah, heck yeah.
But think about that: $5 a baseball,
Mhm.
and then umpiring. We're always looking for people to come out and do some umpiring. I mean, that's rough. because nobody wants to volunteer their time anymore, and it's crazy. But
Yeah, that's the thing about nowadays. Nobody wants to volunteer time because they don't get anything out of it.
Yeah, but I will tell you this:
Yeah,
we
that's
have
like
a really strong group of previous sponsors who've been there through the years. L&S Gas has never said no. Never, never, never.
Yeah, they were there when I was a kid.
Yeah, right.
And
So
we're
they're one.
talking back in the 70s.
Yeah, they're one of the originals, and the Sons of American Legion, of course, sponsor team as well.
Right.
And so we're excited about it. It's going to be a lot of fun. The weather's obviously got us delayed, but we'll know more here probably in the next hour or two. I should be getting a schedule and getting it out there. But so Saturday's
you
opening
need some
day.
umpires.
Fantastic.
Well, let me ask you this: would 100 baseballs be a blessing
Huge.
until that?
Oh yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, Rogan Radio is buying you 100 baseballs.
Oh man. Well,
There you go.
that's awesome.
I'll cut
You make my day.
I'll cut your check tomorrow and bring it to you.
All right.
And,
That's legit.
Rogan Radio will sponsor you for 100 baseballs. Give you
Yeah,
a
good
$500
going,
check.
Chuck.
There you go.
Listen,
And Rogan
I've-
Radio have a
listen,
sign up too. Well,
Listen, I've always
Shit,
said
Derek.
I've always said Chad had balls, but you know what I mean.
Not anymore.
But he also- but listen, the
He
guy,
just gave them all away.
Listen,
Sounds like he's giving.
But listen, the
Rogan
guy
Radio's
also now
balls
listen.
away.
One thing that I can say about Chad is Chad has a fantastic heart, and we've proven that
most
for the last
definitely.
couple of years,
Yes.
anyhow. And it's just amazing. And Chad, that's fantastic.
Another thing is it's just like some of the grown-up kids, if they
Yeah.
have old equipment, like
Yeah.
they want to hand it down to
Yeah.
the younger players.
Yeah.
I'm sure that some kids may want something new, but
Yeah.
can't afford a brand new.
Yeah.
They can always reuse those.
Well, like I
Yeah.
coach a team that's 6, 7, and 8-year-olds, and I always tell their parents, "Hey, listen, don't." Or my parents on my for the kids I coach, I always tell them, "Don't spend a lot of money on this. Don't do it."
Yeah.
Eventually it's going to catch up to you because baseball is very expensive. But don't go buy a $500 baseball bat.
Yeah.
Not for a 7, 8-year-old. So
No.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have Holly in the studio.
all right, here we go.
And we're going to go back to stage of Casa La Rogan Studio A. Holly, what's this next one going to be?
No, Mike. Hold on.
We had another.
We have an
Mac
equipment
player.
malfunction.
Yeah, I haven't been here in 3 weeks.
Listen, we need a bigger board.
We're good now. Go.
Okay.
That's what she said.
Gonna need a bigger
All
boat.
right, we need a
There
bigger
she
boat.
is.
Exactly.
Booyah.
Yeah. This one's called "Blame It on the Wind." This is also an original.
Let's
song.
go back to back. Sing
Like
two
blame
of
it
them.
on the rain.
All right, sounds good.
All right, here we go. Rock and roll.
The only smoke I see is off my pen on the paper as I'm writing this song. Blame it on the wind, 'cause it ain't your fault. And it feels good to wake up, sit my feet on the rocks, right in front of my face. I'm gonna make my case, all right in front of my face. And it was a cool breeze when it first started out. A temperature dropped, everything went south. I blame it on the wind. Oh. Again and again, I said, ooh. And again and again and again, the only smoke I see is off my pen on the paper as I'm writing this song. I blame it on the wind, 'cause it ain't your fault. I blame it on the wind, yeah. When again and again and again, no, I said, ooh. Again and again, I said, ooh. Again and again.
Woohoo! Put your hands
Yeah.
together. together, Jimmy. Put your hands together.
Number two.
Way to go.
It is up again, honey.
Got two
All
back to
right,
back.
let's do a little faster one here. This one's a comedic tragedy, I guess. This is a true story. This is called Still Don't Know What Love Is.
Still don't know what love is.
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, I do.
I still don't either, man.
Give it to me.
Well, I sleep next to an ashtray,
Whoa.
and I still don't know what love is. I'm going down this side of the road, and all the reflectors are red. Well, Match.com might be my last resort to figure out what love is. I gotta make it home before Jeopardy. Get the answer to what love is.
That's
Well,
right.
there's someone living above the auto shop. I bet he knows what love is. But I don't have the time to stop. I guess I never know what love is. Never know. Well, it's always a pleasure. Take a trip to the country, try to figure out what love is. But I don't know a single thing. I guess it's all just business. Well, my leftover soup is getting cold. It's been about 3 days. And I never find love in the bottom of the bowl if I don't change my ways. I send to someone living above the auto shop. I bet he knows what love is. But I don't have the time to stop. I guess I never know what love is. I said there's someone living above the auto shop. I bet he knows what love is. But I don't have the time to stop. I guess I never know what love is. Well, I don't have the time to stop. I guess I never know what love is.
All
That
right.
is fantastic.
Yeah. I didn't want that at the end, man. I was getting
I
there.
like that.
Gentlemen,
Oh,
Holly Turkovich
that
in
was
the
me.
studio.
I was like,
Yeah, I was like, no. Keep going.
Yeah, I know. That was great.
Yeah.
That was great. Come on back here.
All
We're going
right.
to sit down and talk for a little bit more. Walking Dead's on tonight, right?
At Mike and Idol, too, I think. Oh, wait, we just watched it.
Mike and Ike.
American Idol.
American
Idol.
Idol.
Well, yeah.
What?
American
Oh,
Idol.
yeah. Well,
I
we
said,
have
no, we
Holly
just
up
watched
there.
it.
Who watches that anymore?
That was Lumberport's Got Talent.
Lumberport's Got Talent. The
I
voice.
watched
was
American
That was a
Idol.
short show.
Yeah,
Well.
because you know what? The only person in here with any talent is definitely Holly.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Bruce is talented.
Bruce can speak a second language.
Yeah.
he speaks Australian.
Yeah,
That's
give us
right.
a little
Speaking of
something.
that- yeah,
give us a
speaking
little,
of that.
Aussie, go ahead.
Hi, hey, how you doing, Mike?
There we go.
I love it.
Yeah, Brucey.
Good job.
Let me-
Never fails.
Brucey, let me
Never
hear
fails.
your New Zealand accent.
Oh, yeah, this is good.
New Zealand actually same as Aussie.
Well, I would love to
let's
hear
hear
it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Great.
That's when they're sleeping.
No, we're
Yeah.
still waiting.
Down in the barbie, you're
We're
not
still
getting a
waiting.
barbecue.
We're still waiting, Bruce.
Hey,
name?
gay! Vaughn Haggerty's, well, he's on right now.
No.
Yes, he is.
This Saturday, check Vaughn Haggerty out as he's at WrestleMania 34, going against John Cena and The Undertaker.
Chili Bon Barney.
Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster 681-222-7646. It's Vaughn Haggerty. We'll sell you the whole seat, but you only need the edge. Hey, I want to thank everybody in the country of Canada. Canada's really strong for us. United States, of course, the UK, France, New Zealand, as we mentioned, Egypt. We got people in Egypt, Germany, and South Africa also checking out the podcast. It's just in the last 24 hours, and we really do appreciate
Wow,
that.
thank you very much.
And you know, when we want to go ahead and give you this tip. If you want to get hold of us, go ahead and give us an email at RoganRadio@gmail.com. You can check us out at RoganRadio.com at the .com. I was going to say
Just go to
RoganRadio.com, or you can go ahead and send us a text. Like I said, international rates apply. 681-222-7646. That's 681-222-ROGN.
Yeah.
Have you checked lately the
No,
our
I
mailbox?
really
Because it's got to
check
be
that.
full right now. It has to be jam packed.
And listen, if you are listening to this, tell your friends, neighbors, families, kids, dogs, pets, whatever you have. Tell them about it. Get the word out. We have a good time. And if you are a musical act, we're going to have John Castle in here. And you know John. John, and he was talking about Holly just the other day.
Oh,
John
nice.
stopped in, and John's a good guy.
He is.
Yeah, he's fantastic. And we're going to have John. John's got some dates coming up here also. Do you have those fired up there by chance? No? Okay. John sent us some stuff. He's going to come out. He has a new CD out also.
Oh.
And yeah, so you know what? We have a complete plethora of all these great, talented acts between David D.
How do you think they got their start, bro? Right here on
Rogan
Radio.
Radio.
Of
You know,
course.
well,
This is
see,
like the gateway.
last Sunday, now this is strange enough, Holly, is that last Sunday we were actually bought by the EIB Inc. Communication Network.
The golden
Nice,
microphone.
Yeah, for like $3,456,796 or something like that. And
That's
then
a pretty exact amount.
It-
I think that's right.
So that
Yeah.
must be true then.
well,
must not be lying.
the only stipulation that we had on the sale was that they had to have Rush Limbaugh, Sean Hannity, Bill Clinton, and Abraham Lincoln host the show because we weren't going to be here anymore.
Right.
And then they were going to broadcast it down from Greenbank, West Virginia. But
from
it didn't work out,
Greenbank.
so that's why we're back this week. Yeah.
You
And
know what
I'm-
we ought to do? We ought to actually find somebody that has a really similar name to like somebody famous and say it like the famous person so you can get all kind of people like, oh, tune in to Rogan Radio. Next week, John Cena.
Hey, listen. One thing, have you ever done this? Have you ever gone on Facebook and looked for yourself and then see how many people share your name?
No.
Oh no! Listen,
Nobody shares my name.
Listen,
I've checked
you-
it.
No doubt.
listen.
I'm
You
checking it right now, by
you would
God.
be surprised. What I used to do before I got off the Facebook the first time is I went on there. That was when I was under Chuck Rogan. Now it's Charles Rogan. But I went to Chuck and I found all the Chuck Rogans, and there were like 15 of them, and I became friends with all of them. And what we would do, we would text, we would send messages to each other or post stuff on each other's boards, and it was like Chuck Rogan sent Chuck Rogan this, and it was like from Chuck Rogan. But there were like 15 different icons, and then one Chuck Rogan, I can't remember where he was from. He was like, "Dude, I'm getting all these friends requests, and I think they're for you."
Yeah.
I said, "I don't know." I said, "I'm getting the same thing, and I think they're for you." Just like Todd,
Yeah, you wouldn't believe how many Darren Hartmans there are.
Oh, I bet.
You know how crazy is that? You
how
know?
many Darren Softmans are there? Just asking for a
not
friend.
a one.
Softmans.
No softman
that's
over
that's
there,
one.
buddy.
That's
Most
one
of the
rea-
day.
yeah, that's one of the reasons why I use nickname and my last name both together.
Yeah.
So nobody can find me. I have to be very specific.
Yeah, there would be
find me.
very few Bruce Takahashis on the planet. I'm sure of that. And just like this time of year, when we're getting into spring, the weather's starting to break and things like that, and it happens every single year. Todd reposts or shares a post about the drive-in opening at Sunset.
Yeah, baby.
The only problem is it's always in the one in Vermont.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm
Did I
like,
post one for
dude, it's on you. You did.
That is coming up, though.
Yeah, it absolutely is. We're going to have Antoinette come back in here. But the funny thing is that Todd reposted that thing, and I was like, dude, why would you? It's the one in Vermont.
I got to look at this because I don't believe you.
It's accidental.
Because I just reposted what someone else posted on.
That's what I mean.
See?
It happens every year.
You didn't proofread, Todd.
Yeah,
I did not
Fake
proofread.
news. Fake
Would make a
news.
terrible
news.
teacher.
I got to take it down
Fake
now.
news.
I'm going to ask you a question right now.
Okay.
Because we all have, and this will be the last thing to do.
5.5 inches.
Right there it is.
That's average, right?
Snowfall?
Michelle, help me.
What?
I don't know how. I don't. Listen. Anyway, here's the question. We all have these work environments, right? Go down there and scroll on that.
You're
See?
right.
Anthony
Yeah.
Morgan said very few Jimmy Whizzes too. You'd be surprised, man. Shooter's guy with the same exact name as mine that plays for Columbus Blue Jackets.
Really?
Jimmy Whiz.
That's crazy.
But when Jimmy goes to the beach, his name is
crazy
Chuck
is
Rogan.
that?
Strangely enough.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
But see, we all have this work environment. We all work in a place, and we all have different personalities, in the people that we work with. Some people are complainers. Some people really don't care. They just go with the flow. I ran into this story, and I believe it was in Idaho. Anyway, the lady, I believe it was in Idaho. Anyhow, there was this big stink in this particular business that they're not allowed to eat popcorn anymore.
Yeah.
because of the smell of it.
See what you did there, big stink.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I'm thinking, in what spawned my imagination was, and I read this story. I was like, well, what's the big deal about popcorn? If you smell it, somebody's just bitching. But it was blamed on some kind of medical thing. I was like, okay, the smell of I've smelled terrible things at work before, and it's never been, you have to ban that thing because you can't ban everything. And I was walking through the other morning, and you know how Bill likes to. Bill is a chef at the post office.
Really?
And you can
let me
smell
tell
it.
you something. When that man cooks.
You talking about the clerk bill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when Derek broke the pen from Walt's.
My Walt's
Well,
pen.
you know what? I'm just happy that Darren's microphone hasn't fallen on the ground yet.
Shut
Anyhow,
up.
but I'm smelling what he's cooking, as the Rock would say.
what you putting down.
Anyhow, I'm thinking if I had some kind of an allergy or something, and I went to supervision and I said, "Hey, listen, that's giving me a headache, or that's giving me, that's making me sick," and they tell Bill that he can't cook, because of the,
Right.
Now tell me, is what's going too far when you're into a workplace and you have like a break room or a lunch area or whatever, and the smell, like if you bring something in, say if it's some people will have an allergy to say peanut oil,
Say tuna fish.
Well,
That's a good one, right?
Yeah, see, I got to watch with that because.
But as far as eating, but say if you
well-
even smell it, will smelling make you sick?
Smelling doesn't make me sick. As a matter of fact, I walk in the morning sometimes and somebody's left Texas Roadhouse dinner rolls sitting on.
Oh,
They're in a
you
box.
eat
They
them
smell.
suckers right up,
They
right?
smell good, but I got to throw them away.
Why?
Well, number one, they've been sitting out all night in the middle of the
Okay.
floor. But number two, it's in a what do they call a common environment with peanuts.
Oh yeah, I guess they are.
So
have a
even the
peanut
even the peanut dust.
You're
Now
allergic
see,
to
I'm not
nuts.
as bad as some people. I don't have the
get
throat swelling shut and all that kind of stuff. I get violently ill.
So what happened in this situation is that they banned popcorn from the entire establishment, any kind of popcorn, because this one person out of like 100 couldn't take it because of migraines, and it actually fell under the American Disabilities Act because they could not perform their job by the smell of somebody bringing popcorn into the office. So I'm thinking,
it's actually more common than you think. It's a
is it
chemical.
really? No,
I have never heard of that.
It's actually a chemical in like the microwave bags that just gives off this chemical in the air that makes people go.
Well, no,
They're not even allowed to bring in
burnt popcorn's
canisters.
the worst.
Yeah,
I mean,
you can't.
it's like-
Yeah, they
do
just
it.
went ahead and eliminated all of it, just so that there would be no mistake.
But no, so but I guess the question comes to my mind: where does it stop? Because if I can't take, if I'm going in there and I have, Colasesno's pizza, for example, and I heat it up and somebody doesn't like whatever's on that, and I'm like, and then I'm going to come right back and say, okay, that's fine. But
there's
I
like
want to have a perfume allergy out of the blue all of a sudden, and then somebody else is going to have this allergy.
Well, we do
But
have
there's a
someone
difference.
that wears cologne.
Yeah,
too
well,
much
see,
at
there's a
work.
difference
I
between
do
just
wear
not
one,
liking a smell and having an actual physical, like a chemical reaction to. That's what happens with like the popcorn. There's a, and I don't know all the technical terms, but it's actually a chemical that's used in there that it gives off that actually does something to the brain. It's actually a medical term, not just like, oh, I don't like the pizza you're cooking. It smells
Yeah,
odd.
there's a lot of people with allergic reactions too. Like I'm allergic
Yeah.
to shellfish. I can't be even the smell of the air.
So
Even the
okay,
smell of it.
It
Yeah,
will.
that's
let me ask you
It will
this.
trigger like
See
hives
if
on my face.
let me ask you that. I mean, this will be great. So the smell of anything with a
Shellfish,
shell.
lobster, yeah, anything like
So
that.
say you get a job at Rogan Radio,
Right.
okay,
could only
and
be
we're
so
having a clam bake outside.
Clam bake.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, I love a good clam bake.
Well, I mean,
Thank you for listening to Rogan Radio.
Dun. But then all of a sudden you have this right because you have the free opportunity to work in this environment. I mean, I can't tell you no.
Sure.
But then say if we've been having our clam bakes for, if it's a 20-year tradition per se, then you know what I mean? Then all of a sudden you can come in and say, no, you can't have those anymore because I have
I think it's all in the personal choice. Like I work at Kroger's, I'm right beside the seafood place, and I can smell it in the air. I mean, it doesn't bother me to trigger a reaction. If it was to that point, I'd just have them move me. I think it's really the person coming up, and it's bothering them that bad. I mean, I think they have their decision
I don't know, Chad,
where they
you
want to.
got allergic to nuts. So if your nose is right up under some nuts, I mean, does it trigger a reaction?
So really this whole time,
it triggers.
so really this whole time, Chad,
It depends on who it is, because sometimes you do automatically get
Exactly.
that gag reflex.
If it stinks,
I don't know where this is going.
Yeah.
Down the tubes is where it's going.
You want to play some more music, or your voice will
Well,
take
we're going to have to do that pretty soon. So, I mean,
Depends on what kind of music you're playing.
Well, I don't think I can
Chin
play
music.
those songs on here today. But hey, you catch me by campfire, Will.
so I mean, so basically, you have an analogy of your own, or an understanding what this story was out of Idaho or whatever, with the popcorn in the air or whatever. It would be like you wouldn't necessarily cause a stink unless somebody was being a bastard to you, and then you could. But people just do their thing. You know what I mean? Like I have misophonia. Like D-Mac was playing with that. He played with his phone so much. He'd click it on that pin,
Boom.
and he broke it. Now a noise like that, you can ask Michelle. Listen, Michelle.
Yes.
Am I how bad am I? How bad I am with sound?
It's bad.
Yeah, certain sounds drive me nuts.
Right.
Just drive me up the
you
wall.
know, you got places you go, like the person with the popcorn. They got a car or something. They can go eat their lunch. You know, I mean, it really is personal preference. No offense, but I think they just want to complain a little bit. You know, just my opinion.
Do you even hear stuff like that?
I hear like what?
Like okay, well you didn't. You don't have.
I heard it. The clicking.
Yeah, but it doesn't bug you.
Actually, the only thing that bothers me is that scene from Jaws with the nails on the chalkboard. I will never forget it.
Yeah.
Or a fork. I mean, just get away now.
Yeah.
See, I've worked with Chuck for years, and he can hear that stuff all the way across the workroom floor.
Oh,
when you're not even talking to him with your back turned.
I mean, I'm talking
he'll
50
still
feet
hear it.
away. I can hear it. It just like it singles me out, and I'm like, and I'll yell at Todd. I used to yell at Todd across the workroom floor. Listen, not even close from here to out to the garage. I'll be like, Todd, what are you doing? He's like, what am I doing? I was like, you're chomping on your gum.
Oh yeah, and that is not an exaggeration.
And then he would take his gum and throw it on the floor, and I'd walk over and pick it right off the floor and put it right in my mouth.
I hate that. I hate that noise.
That's a true story too.
I don't like Kennedy grinds her teeth really bad when she's sleeping, and I just want to be like, hey. I always tell her, I wake her up, I'm like, stop grinding your teeth, like she's going to do.
Yeah, sorry, Dad.
Yeah, but that really drives me nuts too.
I think after this conversation, I'm a little more sensitive to those sounds, and I thought I can hear them all.
Well,
I'm like, maybe we should just.
Well, see, my entire thing, most of my life has been centered around headphones.
Sure.
So, and I'm very astute to different sounds and how things sound and all that. So when it comes to, certain things, it's like, okay, that's driving me nuts. Like if I hear a little buzz or if I hear something, it just drives me up the freaking wall.
Is it? That's what's
And just like, and you're going to hear it right now. And Jimmy used to do, they used to just do just like that. Just, it drives
That's
me
what
nuts.
good friends are for, to constantly annoy you. For
At
the
least
rest
we
of your
haven't
life.
been talking about the toenail clippings.
I knew it. I knew you were going.
I was wondering if somebody was doing that.
I knew it.
How many licks does it take to
We're
get
wrapping it up. We're wrapping it up.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of your toe?
I knew it was coming. There was not a doubt in my mind.
Yeah, it was just a question. A question of who.
Is that a peanut in that shit?
There it is.
And the viewers will dwindle down.
I can eat that corn twice if I pick it.
Oh my goodness gracious!
It's okay.
there it is.
We are.
Mission control.
And
we
that's
have a
Rogan
problem.
Radio for this week.
That is too It's all right, dude. It's all right.
Now he can't get it out of his head.
Hairs in his teeth.
Oh Lord! Ah!
Oh, that's deep down in the
Oh
gut too,
man,
buddy.
I knew it. Oh Lordy! Way to go!
All right, he's back, ladies and gentlemen. He's back.
Negative Ghost Rider.
Chuck has made it back.
I have a very weak stomach, Holly.
I'm stuck here.
Yeah, sorry, Michelle.
I have a very weak stomach.
I got it.
It's been at least 30 episodes since.
Oh,
somebody's done that.
yeah. It's well overdue.
Oh, it's always funny.
Well overdue for the gag.
I have a video.
I got a video about the Snickers bar. Let me tell you about the Snickers bar.
Let's do that stuff on purpose just to make me do that. And I'm starting to figure that out now.
Finally.
Hello, Becky. We tried to call Diamond earlier, but she wouldn't answer her phone.
Yeah, I know. The best had to be when Duggar acted like he was picking a
Oh,
toenail.
Relentless.
At
Relentless.
least it's not as bad as the oatmeal.
You mean that big clump of hair in the oatmeal? That is nasty.
Yeah.
That is nasty.
Yeah, it's not as bad as what you think.
I think it is. How much of that hair? How much of that hair do you think he ate before he actually knows there was hair in it?
Imagine if it was in popcorn, like the really heavy butter.
Yeah,
and it just floats in there
in
the middle.
So if you still had that popcorn smell, could you eat the hair?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
You know what you would do is you take the hair,
Hey,
and
Holly,
lick the butter off of the hair.
Will you go put your guitar on, please?
Lick the butter.
And we're going to go ahead and we're going to call it a night here.
Yeah, we need to because I'm freezing up over here.
Okay.
We're freezing.
Do you want to give away a ticket while we're on
Oh,
the
yeah, let's
give
go
away
ahead
some
and do
stuff,
that.
man.
Let's go
I
ahead
got
and do
one
that.
ticket here, a free ticket. Whoever responds first and could come to Gibbon Glades, PA on July 27th, 28th. You get a VIP pass. You can meet the artists with me. I'll play you a song of your choice. You get to come down and see some music right now. Whoever responds first and wants it,
Holly,
you get a free ticket.
What's this place called?
It's I can't pronounce it. It's called Fratto d'Orve or something. It's Gibbon Glades is the place. It's like an Italian. Gibbon Glades, PA. And that's about, I think, a half hour, 45 minutes from Morgantown. There's Broke Down Hustlers are playing, Rusty Haywhackers, Mateo Monk, Jacob's Ferry Stragglers, all your good bluegrass bands. One free ticket. Whoever wants it, you got it.
All right.
As long as you can make it, you know.
Vaughn Haggard's getting in the action, too.
Yeah, he is.
Right on Mason.
So we're giving away a free ticket.
Tell Vaughn Haggerty to call us for God's sake.
Vaughn Haggerty, you want to go to the show? You can have a
text
ticket.
us something because a lot of people get embarrassed on the phone.
All right, well, they can text
And it's
it
getting
in.
late.
Holly, why don't you go ahead? We're going to go ahead and give you a second here, and we're going to go ahead and finish it out. And then listen, I'm crying. And while you're doing that, we'll go ahead and once again tell us about the ticket.
Yeah, one ticket. Whoever responds that wants to come to the private party, Jacob's Ferry Stragglers at Gibbon Glades, PA, on July 27th, 28th. 2 days of camping, everything included. We'll treat you right.
Man.
Come down. Yeah, hey, man. Come down.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're never going to hear the music if you're not there. So I want my fans to be there. Let's get someone
Absolutely.
that doesn't hear.
Go ahead and send us something right now on the
All
thing.
right.
And in the meantime, Holly's going to go up once again. Everybody, Holly Tarkovich. Look her up on Facebook. Can you go ahead and put a link up there on the
Yes,
Facebook
it's
for that?
already there, buddy. It's
and all
already
that.
there.
Okay, and then go ahead and go check her out. It'll be a fantastic weekend. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Hey, well, it's been a good show.
Michael Coffey doesn't say anything the whole time. He just puts hairs and toenails.
I'm on it this time. I went ahead and made the switch. We're good to go.
Once again, we're looking for somebody to we'll just make sure this is working okay. Well, Holly, once you get set.
All right. Can you hear me?
Once again, tell us where we're going that weekend on the July 27th.
July 27th, 28th, the private party with Jacob's Ferry Stragglers at Gibbon Glade, PA. I got one ticket left. I also, if you're interested and you don't make it in time to get a free ticket, I got 6 more for sale. So
there
they're
you go.
$35, man. But right now, you know, if you want to go, it's Gibbon Glades, PA, right outside of Morgantown. If you're local to the area, call in, video chat, message, whatever. Whoever gets it first gets it, man.
Right. You just text right now, I'm in, and you know what? You're going to win. In the
Got
meantime, Holly, go ahead. What are you going to sing next for us?
Let us do, this one's called Fool of My Heart.
Nice.
All right, I'm going to put this link on Facebook. Go ahead, Holly.
Yeah,
Rock it out.
Stage is yours.
Fool of my heart. Well, I'm a fool of my heart. Gone down and torn it apart. Well, I'm a fool of my heart. Well, I'm pale and I'm plastered. I can't see the stand. This wasn't the fortune that you read from my hand, and you read from my hand. Now the fire's going out and the road's getting dim. The fire's going out and the road's getting dim, and I'm stuck here with my heart. Well, I'm a fool of my heart. Well, a fool of my heart. Gone down and torn it apart. Well, I'm a fool of my heart. It's been May 10th for months now. Well, that calendar don't budge. On the road that I travel, but when it turned into mud, and it turned into mud. Now the fire's going out and the road's getting dim. The fire's going out and the road's getting dim. I'm stuck here with my heart, and I'm a fool of my heart, such a fool of my heart. Down and torn and apart. Well, I'm a fool of my heart. Thank you guys, all the listeners out there. Thank you, man. Yeah. You guys rock. People like you that make a difference. Thank you.
Take us one more out. You're going to take us out of this entire show. Go ahead and sing one more while we're at it, because you're rocking it out with a. I can't say that. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Holly's in the studio with us. Brian Hayes won the tickets by the way.
Oh, Brian, of course you did. You better make me that merch stand. I'm waiting.
Congratulations, Brian. Thanks for tuning in this evening.
All right. Yeah.
All right, I usually end the show on this song, so it seems right. This is from my first CD, Evidence. This is called Caffeine and Coincidence.
Anybody have their panties ready to throw at Holly?
I don't have any on. Panties. G-strings only, please.
Okay.
All right.
G-strings in.
Thanks once again, Holly, for coming in this evening.
Thank you. This has been a fun time. You guys are a good party, man.
We're a hoot. We are a
I
hoot.
wish I would have met you in my drinking days.
Yeah.
Getting all riled up, man. I saw Jesus in my teaspoon today as I was stirring my coffee. And I thought back to myself, I didn't know he was a fan of caffeine. I saw Gandhi in the bottom of my wine bottle. He swam to the top, he did go. Yeah. Till this day I didn't know he was a fan of Merlot. Oh, people say it's coincidence, I'm starting to believe it doesn't exist. Yeah! Yeah! You say I didn't believe no people, I say things like this. Let me tell you, man, I'm taking you guys on tour, man.
Yeah!
Nice, you're getting a rhythm going.
Everyone but Darren. Everyone but Darren.
Hey, I was in there.
Come on. You gotta put your hands together.
Now I screwed it up.
Oh, there it is.
I saw her work the direction in traffic in a mask. You smile and you smile back. A smile that came from deep in his soul while the man in the trees from the wretched hole. I saw a girl in a steal of whiskey. She said, give me one more day. Give me one more drink. I'll make it a
shit, Derek.
one day.
You shit, Derek.
Oh, people say it's coincidence. I'm starting to believe it doesn't exist. Oh, you say I didn't believe.
I'll just be your secret lover. I like to make love.
Thank you, RoganRadio. Oh, the lighters are out. I don't see no need.
Yeah, Michelle.
I'll be the best sex you will ever have.
All right, we'll tell them about it. I saw a girl out there walking out in the middle of the day. I saw a girl out in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
I still don't know if it was a home myself anyway. She wrote line, I wrote line. We were walking down the road. I didn't know you can jump out of your body like that. I didn't know you can jump spread out your body like that, I said. People say it's coincidence, I'm starting to believe it does exist. You say I didn't believe no people, I've seen some strange things like this. Thank you all, Rogan Radio, West Virginia local music, good time. Break it down. Congratulations to Brian Hayes winning the ticket to the private party. Well, I think
Good shit, Derek. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to Rogan Radio on behalf of Chapucci from Monongah. Go ahead and give me a little bit of a riff. Just give me something on the guitar.
Something to take us out on. There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening tonight. Once again, on courtesy, but having Holly here tonight. Harley Tarkovich, check her out on Facebook. Fantastic singer.
I'll just be your secret lover.
And congratulations to Brian. On behalf of Chapucci from Monongah, D-Mac, Derek McIntyre, down there on the director's seat, D-Boy, Michelle Rogan, straight from Webster County. She's up here with us this evening, as she is every evening. Yeah. And we also have Bruce straight from Tokyo, Japan. Give us something, Brucey.
Yeah,
I love it. Anthony just came back from Myrtle Beach, too, and he has a hell of a tan to prove it. From Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Jimmy Wiz. And the Chewbacca of the show, ladies and gentlemen, Todd Beck. Once again, you've been listening to Rogan Radio.
Later.
Yeah.